MajorSlackVideos.
Yeah, this is fun.
Shut up, Pee-wee.
Okay.
Well, yeah, my name is MajorSlack. Thanks for joining me again, and welcome back to Shadow of Mordor. And this is my boot camp video. These are all the things I wish I'd known about when I first started playing the game. In the absence of an official game guide, I'm the kind of gamer that likes to know all the details about how I play a game before I get into it. I don't like things spoon-fed to me gradually. Just pausing the video game. Just pausing the game here so that nothing crazy happens while I'm doing this. Yeah, I don't like things spoon-fed to me gradually as I play the game. I just don't find that an enjoyable way. I want to know everything right off the bat so I can start strategizing right away. And if you're in the same boat, this is for you. This is all about survival, okay? Mostly about health, focus, and elf shot. And about the HUD, the heads-up display, basically the in-game playing field interface and stuff like that, okay? This will get you up and running on how to survive in Mordor. Alright? First of all, bottom left corner of the screen, you see the mini-map, that circular thingy there. And the red quarter circle in the mini-map, that's your health bar. Alright? Two things about the health bar. It will only regenerate when you're out of combat, okay? It will regenerate up to approximately 60% of your maximum health if you're out of combat. If you're in combat, it won't regenerate. That's it, that's all. Number two, you get what's known as a last chance. So if your health bar bottoms out and you get knocked down, you get a last chance, and there's this kind of like quick time thingy that you have to go through, and if you're successful at it, you get revived back to life. And you, by default, get 2 last chances, and if you equip a certain rune, which I'll get into later, you get 3 last chances. Okay, so let's demonstrate this right now. There's an enemy right over there. You can see him outlined in blue. Let's go get up in his face and get him to whack us. There he is. You there. Hit me. Okay, here we go. This is important. A tutorial on awareness. The icon above an... Okay, here we go again. I actually looked this up. The icon above an Uruk's head displays his awareness. That's so awkward. Uruk. Orc. Okay, the icon above an orc's head displays his awareness. It's not an orc, Slack. It's an Uruk. No, it's an orc. I looked this up too, even though I'm not a Lord of the Rings fan. Okay, I looked this up, and apparently an Uruk is a well-bred orc. So technically speaking, I still may refer to them as orcs. The only ones that would be actually insulted by being called an orc would be an actual Uruk. But since an Uruk is an entirely fictional character, I mean, come on, you gonna defend the honor of Uruks? Come on, let's let it go here, people, okay? Okay, we're getting off track. Tutorial awareness. The icon above an orc's head displays his awareness. Yellow indicates an orc is investigating a disturbance. Red indicates an orc is aware of you. And this is very important. If all the orcs' awareness is yellow, you are out of combat. If any orc, even one, has a red awareness icon, that means you're still in combat. Alright? So if you're out of combat, your health will regenerate. But if any orc has a red awareness indicator, that means your health will not regenerate. Alright? And you have to find a way to get out of combat. Alright? So this is very relevant. Okay, so he hits us, whacks us again. I'm just gonna let him hit me, bring me down to like critical health. Boom. And heart starts beating because we're in critical health. Now we get the last chance thingy, okay? Here we go, last chance struggle. Move the cursor within the circle and then press the display button to counterattack. It's always a random button that you have to press. Right, so here we go. Move that inside the circle and press the button. It's the right mouse button. And we're successful at the last chance. Now you get 2 of these. 2 of these per battle. Alright. So this is our last chance, okay? Once again, we're successful. Note the circle gets smaller. And that's it. Now, if we go down again, we'll die. No more last chances. That's it.
For this, I will surely be promoted.
Now, this is something I'll get into in another video. Every time you die, all these guys here, whom are known as captains, will level up. And I'll do a whole other video about that, because that's worth a separate video on its own. Alright, so this is typically what happens when you die. And there, it briefly explains it there. Okay, let's try this again. Now, number 1, go to your pause menu, click on weapons and runes. Once again, I'm going to do a whole separate video about weapons and runes, so if I'm not mentioning here something about weapons and runes, just, you know, I'm going to cover this in detail later on. I just want to talk about this one thing here. You get this by default, okay? Go to weapons and runes, click on that. You get 3 different weapons: sword, bow, and dagger. I'll talk about that also in a separate video. Let's start with the bow. With the bow, you get a rune by default. This is basically an upgrade. And here we see never surrender, as you gain an additional last chance to return to the fray in combat against Urks. Right? So let's equip that, and now with this equipped we have 3 last chances per battle. Alright? That's per battle. Right? So now you have not 2 but 3. Next, other ways to recover health. Go ahead, hit me. Boom. Boom. Okay, so now I'm in combat. My health is not going to regenerate as long as I'm in combat, just for demonstrational purposes. See, that guy is red. Let's do him in. He's down. There's another guy in the red over there. Now we're out of combat. Watch my health bar. See, it's slowly regenerating. It will regenerate to approximately 60% of your maximum health, and then it'll stop, whatever your maximum health is. Right? That's one way of regenerating your health. Another way of regenerating your health is eating herbs. Herbs can be found everywhere. Just have to look around for anything growing. Here's a herb right here. Right? And if you look on the mini-map, you see that there's a white cross right in the center of the mini-map. There's a white cross that indicates that's a herb. You also see green crosses. Okay, those are different kinds of herbs. They all do the same thing. They all fully regenerate your health. Okay, all you have to do is eat one. Let's eat one. Fully regenerates your health. That's it, that's all. Every single one does the same thing, fully regenerates your health. If you don't need health, you can actually pick up herbs to gain XP. So we don't need health. Pick this herb and note that we get 20 XP simply for picking that herb. But they're all over the place. The problem is actually getting to a herb and picking it in time if you're in the middle of combat. Okay. Finally, let's get damaged again. Hi guys.
Things are finally gonna change. Manfield, kill him! You can't kill us!
Oh yes, I can. Just taking some damage here. Okay, let's get out of here. Okay, you see those guys? Oh, we got a captain here.
I've been watching you.
I'm just gonna skip over this. This is not relevant. Okay, now I just want to simply get out of combat. I want to get all these guys so that their little awareness indicator is yellow. No one's in the red anymore. Now typically you could do this by getting to high ground. Okay, so we're no longer in combat. Now we can fast travel back to the forge tower that we discovered at the beginning. Okay, this assumes that you just started the game. Okay, for demonstrational purposes, you just started the game, and this is the only area discovered, and you discover this forge tower. At this point, you can actually fast travel to this forge tower, and whenever you do that, you fully recover your health. Every time. Fully recover your health, fully recover your focus, and fully recover your elf shot. Right? So that's that. Now there are some runes that you can apply to your weapons, which will also recover your health, but those are completely random. Okay, so I'll get into that later. That's not something you can rely on. Alright, next, focus. Look down at the bottom left corner of the screen once again. The white bar, okay, the white semi or quarter circle on opposite the health bar, that's your focus bar. Alright, let's just drop down here. What's the focus bar, Slack? The focus bar is slow motion for your bow. That's it, that's all. That's the only thing it applies to. So whenever you aim your bow, see that semicircle, that white semicircle that's going down, that's your focus. Now if you look at my focus bar in the bottom left corner of the screen, it's empty. Now I can no longer use slow motion with my bow. Alright, I have to wait till it refills. It will refill completely on its own, whether you're in or out of combat, within a few minutes, or a minute or so. Now it's completely refilled. So now we can use slow motion again. This is very useful for getting headshots in the middle of combat. Right, but as you can see, it uses up your focus and you have to wait till it refills. Okay, so like let's say you want to hit this spider here, okay? It's pretty hard to hit it without using focus. But if we had focus, we'd be able to hit that spider easy. Let's wait for it to refill. It's full now. Let's try to hit the spider. See if the spider's really slow. Boom, got the spider. There we go. Okay, so that's all that white bar is. It's focus. It's slow motion for the bow. Now, arrows. Arrows in this game are known as elf shot. Once again, look to the bottom left corner of the screen. You see those two blue dashes. That means I have 2 arrows left. You start out with a default of 4. That's it? Yeah, that's it. You start with the default of 4. You can get more later on. Now, let's just use up these 2. Okay, now I have no more arrows. One way to get back arrows is to use drain. Okay, so just go to your options. Go to controller mapping or whatever that may be, okay, for you. Or if it's keyboard and the mouse. Look up drain. Right here. Wraith stun drain. Whatever that button is for you. Whenever you get near an enemy, if you have time, press and hold the drain button, and this will automatically refill your elf shot. That's how you get the arrows back. Then you can kill them. Okay, that's one way of getting arrows back. Another way of getting arrows back is just, this is not entirely reliable at all, but around the landscape you'll see little arrows marked on the map. Okay, you go up and you'll see a stash of arrows. You can pick those up and that will refill your elf shot, as it's known as well. Alright, so those are basically all your combat resources: health, focus, and elf shot. Now all of those can be increased. There is an in-game currency called Mirian, and all of those can be increased. Go to your pause menu, go to upgrades. You see here abilities. I'm going to do a whole separate video on abilities. Click over one and you see attributes. Right? This is what you can spend your money on in the game. Okay? And each one applies to what I've just explained to you. You can increase your maximum health, you can increase your maximum focus, or you can increase your maximum elf shot. Okay? Now it costs more and more money as you get each level up. Alright? So according to your playstyle, buy resources that, you know, fit in with your playstyle. If you're going to go like totally melee, you're really into melee combat, buy a lot of maximum health, you know, increase your maximum health. If you're like me and you want to like start out like a total archer, buy a lot of elf shot. In fact, I would recommend this for everybody. Buy elf shot first, because that's what really comes in handy for all different kinds of playstyles and builds. You know, that's the best thing. Over here, I'll get into that later. You can buy rune slots to get extra runes for your weapons, and once again I'll do a separate video on that, but just want to cover these things here, these 3 things here: maximum health, maximum elf shot, and maximum focus. So you can buy more of all those resources that I just explained about, right? By getting money. You start out with a default of 25 Mirian. The money in this game is known as Mirian. Once again, go to your pause menu, go to upgrades, slide one over to resources, and you see how much Mirian you have right there. Alright? To collect more Mirian, you could do 3 things. You can do missions, or you can collect collectibles, or you can complete challenges. Alright? I'll get into challenges and missions later on. For now, I just want to show you the 2 main collectibles that you can collect for money. One is I filled in, which is these things here. This funny little, see that? Look in the top right corner of the screen. That's the icon that you're looking for on the map. I filled in. Every time you collect one of those, you get 50 Mirian. Alright? The other one is called artifacts. Okay, these look like this. Okay, there's another artifact there. And there's another I filled in there. Let's go collect an I filled in right now. Both artifacts and I filled in can only be seen while you're in Wraith World. Alright, this is another thing. Let me just go to the pause menu here. Once again, options. Look for whatever button that applies to Wraith World. Right here, Wraith World. Whatever button that is for you, that's how you hook that up. And this should not be. There we go, yeah. Wraith World. So for me, it's A. Don't ask me why. It's a long story. You can hook up Wraith World anytime you like. And Wraith World lets you see things easily that you might not otherwise see normally. Lets you see enemies, see all the enemies, even through objects or through obstacles. And it lets you see herbs. There's a herb to pick up right there, highlighted. And it lets you see artifacts and I filled in. Okay, so let's go down here. There's an I filled in right on the wall here. It's right on the wall there, but you can't see it or pick it up unless you go into Wraith World. Okay, so let's go into Wraith World, and boom, there it is right there. So we go up to it, we get the prompt to pick it up, we pick it up, and we just made 50 Mirian. And you also get a little backstory that goes along with it. I'm going to skip over this because that's not relevant to what I'm talking about now. Back out of Wraith World. Let's go back to the pause menu, click on upgrades, go over to attributes, okay, attributes, and you see now you have 75 Mirian instead of 25 that we started out with. Okay, keep doing that, and once you have enough, you can buy these upgrades. Alright, and it's that simple. Missions provide the most money
memories of the ancient past. The knowledge within may be
for,
fair.
like, you know, let's just go on the map here quickly. I'll get into this later, but anything on the map that is marked with a shield is a mission. Yellow shields are main missions. Red shields are power missions. We don't have any now because the game hasn't activated yet. And white shields, like this one, are side missions. Complete those side missions and you can see the reward up in the top right corner of the screen is 150 Mirian. So that's a way to make more Mirian than just simply collecting artifacts and I filled it. But of course missions are longer, okay? They take you longer to do, depending on mission. Some missions are very quick, some missions, like for example stealth missions, are a lot, you know, take you a while to complete. Right, so that is it for survival. That's how you can survive. Some basic survival tips in Shadow of Mordor. Right, coming up next, I'm going to show you how to do a power start on the map, the first map that you start out on. Right, doing a little bit of a spoiler here for those of you who haven't played the game. This is the first big map you start out on. There's going to be another big map that you're going to move on to later on, but this first big map that you start out on, there are 6 forge towers. You've already unlocked one by default by going through the in-game tutorial, bringing up to this point in the game, right? There's 5 more. There's 1 there, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now I'm going to show you how to do a power start to unlock all those forge towers, plus get enough Mirian to buy a lot of upgrades, to buy a lot of like really good upgrades. I'm going to go for the first 2 elf shot. Buying those first 2 upgrades here will give us 8 arrows instead of 4, which is a big improvement. And we're going to buy more focus so we have longer slow motion time while we're aiming our bow. Alright, I'm going to show you how to do all that unlock all those forge towers and a couple of other things. This is what I call a power start. This will take you about maybe 20 minutes tops. I'm going to show you how to do it real fast. Okay, that's coming up next. Alright, thanks a lot for watching, and don't forget to give me a thumbs up, and see you next video. Hey guys, real walkthroughs like these are an endangered species here on YouTube. For a complete lowdown on the YouTube video game walkthrough scene, check out my Patreon page, and please consider making a donation to yours truly, Major Slack, to help keep real walkthroughs alive on YouTube. You can donate as little as $1. That's $1, that's all. That's all it takes. Alright? Thanks a lot. Really appreciate it.